everyone, welcome back to the Candid Clementine. So, you're interested in woofing. Well, I'm super thrilled that you found this video today because I'm really excited to talk about what woofing is, the application process, what my experience was like woofing this summer at 2 different places, as well as talking about whether it's the right thing for you to do. So, without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so first of all, what exactly is woofing? Woofing is working on an organic farm, and usually this takes place abroad. The great thing about woofing is that in exchange for your work and participation on these farms, you'll get usually free room and board. You're also participating in this cultural exchange. Most tourists are just going to the cities, what you'll find when you search like, oh, best places to go in blank country. Whereas with woofing, you really get to bond with these people and their families, and most of the time they'll share cultural insights with you that you wouldn't have found otherwise. So the way that you can figure out what woofing options are available is you can go on to the woofing website, so that's WWOOF, and they've got a woofing site available for almost every country. For most countries, you have to pay a small fee. It's an annual membership, and usually it ranges anywhere between like $15 and $30 a year. Once you're on the woofing website, there are a bunch of different filters that you can use based on if you're traveling solo or if you're going with a partner. You can also classify what type of work you want to be doing. So if you really know that you want to learn how to make something like wine or cheese or bread, versus if you're more interested in learning about like holistic practices or being really hands-on in the garden. There's all these different filters for that. So I recommend applying to multiple farmers because you never know who's gonna book and who might have job expectations that don't super align with what you're looking for when you DM them to get to know them a little bit better. Now I'll talk a little bit about what my experience was like woofing this year. So Ben and I, we signed up for 2 different countries to do woofing in, one in France and one in the Netherlands. One of the reasons why that we chose to do this is because 1, I mean, working on an organic farm is super fun. 2, you get to know different areas of the country that you might not otherwise. And 3, it is a really budget-effective method for doing these larger travel trips. I don't think we would have been able to pull off our backpacking trip this summer if woofing was not a part of it, so I'm very thankful that we came across the opportunity to do that. So with France, it was in a cool region of eastern France that we'd never heard of before. And basically the farmer reached out asking if we could set up a FaceTime call just to get to know us a little bit better. So we called our host and he seemed super nice, and it just seemed like it was gonna be a really good fit. And he, in his call, was explaining that, yeah, the work life would be about 4 hours in the morning, and then in the afternoon he had bikes and things that we could take to nearby cities. After being approved, of course, we met our host at the train station and he took us back to his house and we got all set up. For day 1, our routine looked like helping out in their little family garden. So we learned how to trim cucumbers and tomato plants for like maximizing efficiency of the plant and how to properly care for these things. We also worked a little bit with the chickens, so we got to feed them and play with them a little bit. And later, the food that we ate at our host's house was from the garden, so that was pretty cool to see. On the second day, our routine switched up, so we were working on picking cherries, and this was such a cool opportunity because we just went out, we biked probably like a mile or 2 out to the cherry field, and then we just spent all day picking cherries. Since we were out there with our host this whole time, that was a really great experience to get to bond with them and have them ask us questions about the United States, and then we could ask them questions about France as well. Then lastly, on the 3rd day, we headed out to the vineyard and we learned how to care for the grapevines. The other woofing opportunity that we did was a little bit different in that it was closer to an 8-hour day, and this was in the Netherlands. So Ben and I found an apple cidery to work at, and we basically helped them out with their local business. They create organic hard cider, and it was super cool, one, to see how it's made and get a tour of a cidery, but two, to just like get to hear their story about how they started the business and why they care about it. And it was really inspiring to see like how many people in the woofing community in general are really passionate about protecting the environment. So after sharing my experience a little bit with woofing this summer, I guess now comes the question is it for you? I highly, highly recommend woofing. Is it hard work? Yes, it is hard work. I'm not gonna tell you otherwise. This isn't just a free ride to go to another country and, you know, slack off. Like, you're showing up to work and you're giving it your all every single day, because these people are incredibly kind for welcoming us into their homes and teaching us about their way of life. But the hard work, it is worth it. Don't shy away. To figure out whether woofing is for you or not, I would ask yourself these questions. One, are you trying to travel on a budget? Because if yes, this is a highly effective way to travel and, you know, not blow through your entire bank account. The second question that I would ask is, what is your intention behind traveling? Are you looking for something a little bit more than just beyond these touristy attractions? Are you looking to make connections with the people in these countries? Are you searching for like a language exchange? Because if it's any of these things, then I would highly suggest woofing as the way that you go. It's a little bit difficult the older that you get to find groups and ways to just like leap in to the lifestyle of somebody else. I would say it's pretty easy when you're in high school and there's tons of opportunities to find host families and things like that, but as an adult, it gets a little bit harder. So if you are over 18 and you feel like you've missed out on this opportunity, don't fret, because woofing is still an incredible way to do this. Lastly, number 3, are you looking to learn something new or get out of your comfort zone? I certainly didn't envision that my summer after graduation would entail pouring out dozens and dozens of cans of hard cider to make apple cider vinegar. I also didn't imagine that it would entail picking thousands of cherries off of trees, but now I've got that story to tell. If you were on the fence, I hope this video gives you the nudge that woofing is a great opportunity to check out. Like I said, there's woofing opportunities all around the world. So whether you're interested in doing it in Iceland or doing it in New Mexico, like, you're gonna have options. So just take a little bit of time to explore what's out there. Write down what you're interested in travel and what you want to get out of it, and I think that that will be a great start for you in your travel journey. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.